Good evening. My name is Dr. Ron Gatlin. It is my honor and privilege to formally welcome you to the dedication ceremony and ribbon cutting event for Eagle Mountain Saginaw ISD's 4th Comprehensive High School, the proud home of our Black and Gold Knights. We are excited that you have joined us this evening for a special time of celebration as we officially dedicate this beautiful facility into the EMS ISD family of schools. This evening, you've been able to see a glimpse of the culture we've already started building within these walls. This was evident from the school spirit you experienced from our Eagle Mountain High School cheerleaders, our majestic dance team, as well as the Knight Brigade drum line as you walked into the building. And it will continue as you meet several of our student leaders in our opening ceremonies tonight, and then our first choir director will debut our school song, our alma mater, later in the program. Finally, you will get to meet our world-class educators during a staff-led tours following the program of the ribbon cut. Hopefully, you can feel that the excitement is building. As EMHS Knights, we're ready to armor up for our inaugural year. And we're honored that you are here to celebrate this momentous occasion. It is my role as principal to serve as your MC tonight for this program. So let's get this celebration started. So please stand and welcome our EMS ISD Air Force J ROTC to present the colors, followed by our 3 members of our Roundtable Knights, Callum Petty, Joel Horton, and Raven Wilson, who will lead our opening ceremonies. Then remain standing for the national anthem as it is performed by our incoming freshman EMHS All-Star Choir member, Jason Marcus.
Read that. Color.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honoring the Texas flag, I
pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible.
Please hold for a moment of silence. Thank you.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight? Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you. Please be seated. Thank you to our EMS ISD Air Force J ROTC and our Eagle Mountain High School student leaders, Callum, Joel, and Raven, and Jason for leading us in our opening ceremonies. At this time, please welcome EMS ISD Board President, Dr. Marilyn Tolbert, for a few words of welcome and appreciation.
Gatlin. Isn't this incredible? It's beautiful, isn't it? It's absolutely Good afternoon. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, I'd like to thank each of you for coming out to celebrate this milestone in the growth of our district and community. The thoughtful decisions of the Board of Trustees and the administration over the decades have provided a strong legacy of future-focused planning. With each new campus, this legacy serves as a foundation for continuing our district's commitment to providing a strong educational experience for generations of students. For the 23,800 of those who will be in our classrooms across our district in just a few short weeks, but also to those who will be part of EMS ISD in the years to come. Makes me very, very proud. Construction of our district's 4th high school was approved by voters in the 2017 bond election. It was part of a thorough research and long-range planning process involving parents, community leaders, board members, and district and campus administrators who make up our board bond planning committee. On behalf of our school board and the district, I want to thank our board planning committee for their work and thank our voters for their continued support and involvement in our planning for the future. Eagle Mountain High School is a project driven by the continued growth we are experiencing in our vibrant community. It is something we have talked about for what seems like years, and now that vision has finally come to life for all of us in the Eagle Mountain Saginaw community. I'd like to take a few moments to acknowledge some special guests. First, from our 2024-2025 Board of Trustees, Ms. Paige Ring, Vice President, Mr. Stephen Newcomb, Board Secretary, Mr. Tim Daughtry, there you go, see him. Mr. William Bowes, you probably can't see him, he's in the dark. Mr. William Bowes, Mr. Ron Franklin, and Mr. Blake Mabry. We are so grateful. I would also like to ask any former school board members in attendance to stand and be recognized. I know I saw Elizabeth Lopez Hatley, and I know I saw Rob Franklin. To my fellow trustees and to those who have served before us, thank you all for your leadership and your commitment to preparing our growing district for the future. Do we have, I know I saw some elected officials or their representatives in attendance. I know I saw Ms. Copeland, Mary Copeland. I know I saw Cindy Bighorse. Were there any other elected officials that I might have missed? I apologize if you did. Please stand so we can recognize you and thank you for your support. I'd also like to ask representatives from the project architect, VLK Architects, to stand and be recognized. Also, please help me recognize representatives from the building contractor who helped bring this vision in sketches to life. Core Construction. Finally, join me in thanking our district leadership team led by Superintendent Dr. Jim F. Chadwell. Thank you also to Chief Operations Officer Clete Welch, and a special thanks to our boots on the ground, our district construction management team, Hunter Lee and Aaron Hardesty. I'm sure there are many others, past and present, who have had a part in the vision, the design, the development, construction, and cultural foundations of this beautiful campus. On behalf of the board, I thank you all for your contributions. And I want to reiterate how special this moment is for our district and our community. Opening a new high school is not something we get to do every day, but it will have a profound effect on the future of the Eagle Mountain Saginaw area. I'm honored to be here to witness this historic occasion for our district, and I thank you all for joining us to celebrate the Eagle Mountain High School Nights. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Tolbert, for those warm words of welcome, and thank you to our Board of Trustees for your vision and support for our new campus. Now, we'll hear a little more about the special features of our school from the Director of Bond Planning and Construction, Mr. Hunter Lee.
Good evening. I will try to keep this as brief as my job title. Tonight, you're going to have the unique opportunity to tour this state-of-the-art facility. And I'd like to take an opportunity to discuss with you some of the things that can be seen, but also unseen. And probably as you drove in to the entrance of Eagle Mountain High School today, you realize that this is not a flat piece of property. If you've been in this community for a while prior to construction, you also know good and well that it was never a flat piece of property. Sometimes you manipulate the land to build a building. Well, we manipulated the building to build the land. And for those community members that have been here too, we currently have a pond out back that basically encapsulates the end of the courtyard. And that too was once a pond, primarily dry every time I saw it. But there's a good reason for us to have that pond. And although it looks great and is a tremendous feature to the school, it also is fed by 2 wells, and it is used to irrigate the 100-acre site. The pond is filled with 37 million gallons of water. And so just in the spirit of the Olympics, a standard Olympic-sized pool is 500,000 gallons. So it definitely does its job. Another staple for EMS building designs that you've seen if you've been throughout our district is that we like to incorporate some natural elements such as wood, brick, stone, and glass. For the construction of Eagle Mountain High School, we nearly used 1.3 million bricks and installed 6 million pounds of stone that wrapped various parts of the building and retaining walls. As for the structural components go, we've utilized nearly 6.8 million pounds of steel, 723 CMU blocks, in which this entire facility is constructed of CMU block, and 304 million pounds of concrete, using nearly 7,500 concrete trucks. And if you live anywhere near here and had driven early in the morning, perhaps late at night, you probably had a great opportunity to see those concrete trucks at work. But not only do we focus on the aesthetics of the building, we make sure that they're constructed with efficient systems. And part of those efficient systems are our energy management systems. And that has to do with controlling our lighting, our power, and our HVAC systems. And as part of the lighting goes, each room is equipped with a motion sensor. So what it does is it detects occupancy and turns the lights off when the room is not occupied. It also turns the lights on when it is occupied in an effort to save on energy consumption. We also have sensors throughout large volume spaces where we have windows. And what it does is those sensors read the light levels coming in from the exterior side of the building, and it adjusts the power levels on the interior side so that you have a constant light level throughout the building. Along with that, we have the transparency of the building. And so what you've seen as you've driven into this facility today is a lot of glass. And as you walk through this facility, you'll see a lot of glass. You'll see a lot of natural light coming in, and it truly is a beauty. And there's often a misconception about the use of glass, that it's more expensive, that it doesn't retain heat. The glass that we use on this campus has a insulated, reinforced glazing to it so that it retains the heating and cooling and actually blocks out UV rays to keep the space cool. Also as well, you save on labor force due to not having as many trades for an actual masonry wall. You've got the brick, the block, and all of the liquid flashing behind it, mineral wool for insulation. And for the glass, it's just steel structure and glass, and it provides a great look. The primary source of heating and cooling for this facility is our geothermal well system. The system involved water being pushed through pipe that went from the bottom of the well back to the building equipment. On this site, we actually have nearly 3,000 wells drilled at 300 feet. And it's enough piping to stretch from this campus to Abilene, approximately 156 miles. So, in closing, today marks the 884th day since we gave Corps the notice proceed to start construction on this site. I'm extremely proud and honored to be a part of something in which so much can be accomplished in such a short amount of time. But that time will pale in comparison to the lasting impact that this campus will have on the community's young adults and the generations that come after. And I know that Dr. Gatlin and his staff will do everything they can and squeeze every bit out of this building to accomplish that. Thank you.
Thank you, Hunter. That's a lot of pipe. It's now my pleasure to welcome our key visionary for this school, our distinguished superintendent, Dr. Jim F. Chadwick.
Family's here, so I hope they heard distinguished visionary. Okay? Make sure to build up my ego here. We all know ego at home is not always the same at work. But I just want to thank Dr. Gatlin. I also just want to give a heartfelt thanks to our board that was mentioned earlier, administration, and all of those who came before us for their vision and dedication to the students and families of this community. And I want to give a sincere thanks to the voting community, those of you that have supported this project from the very beginning. As said, it was from the 2017 bond program, so a lot of support to make this happen. And you're here today to celebrate a monumental moment. There was a time in which Boswell High School opened, Saginaw High School opened, Chisentrail High School opened, and here you are here for our fourth and final high school, Eagle Mountain High School. And what a cool time it is to be a part of this project. As Dr. Tolbert mentioned, the opening of a high school is a significant milestone in the life of a school district and community. And this location actually has a very interesting history. We're aware that for decades this has been known for a home to cattle ranching. But if we go on just about a century ago, you can imagine that 50 years ago, can you imagine that they would have thought about that a fourth high school would be right here on this prairie? I have a saying when I talk about the growth in this area, where there are cows, there will be people. And certainly a lot of people are coming and fewer cows. And that's certainly true. And as we look at this community in a few short years, this facility, this school, will be surrounded by homes and new families. What is less known about this area, and just to the east, this location served as a training site for the Canadian Air Force during World War I. There's actually remnants of those areas where they did strafing runs in the ground not very far from the Chapel Hill development. And now there's this beautiful 611,000 square foot facility that stands on what was once rugged terrain as a beacon of the community's commitment to future generations. As some of you know, Eagle Mountain Saginaw dates back to the 1880s. And it wasn't until 1958 that our area schools were consolidated and became the beginnings of the district that we see today. The names of our two schools, Dozier and Wayside, date back to the origins of our school communities into the 19th century. Our school district began with just a few schools serving students in primary and junior level grades, known today as elementary and middle school. And our district didn't open its first high school, however, until 1961. Have you ever thought about where those early students went between the origins of the school district and the first high school? When I came to the district in 2010, I had a few people come to me and introduce themselves, and I quickly learned that those individuals either went to Northside High School or Diamond Hill High School. The reality is that high schools used to be consolidated and our communities were only for those elementary and early secondary grades. And so before that time, we didn't have a high school. And after that, here it came. And very soon, 1985, Saginaw High School. In 2012, Chisentrail High School. And now in 2024, our fourth and final high school, Eagle Mountain. Eagle Mountain High School, home of the Knights, black and gold. And some of you may be curious how we selected our mascot and our school colors. The mascot was a result of a long and deliberate process in which we worked with focus groups of students. As they considered all the mascot options over many months, the Knights rose to the top. And as you can see in all of the graphics throughout the building, they've absolutely embraced it. One word that kept being used by our students was the word fierce. They wanted something fierce. And what could be more fierce than a knight? I'm very excited about that. The school colors have a common thread with our other high schools. Boswell, blue and gold. Saginaw, crimson, red and gold. You have Chisholm Trail, purple and gold. And now you have, of course, Eagle Mountain High School, black and gold. What is the trend? Gold. It goes through the entire school district and something that will entwine them forever. The opening of a high school always intrigues me because someone writes the school song and fight song, someone buys the first uniforms, someone creates the traditions that will last a lifetime. Someone is the first of everything. The first principal, the first volleyball coach, the first football coach, the first band director, the first class of students, the first valedictorian, and our first graduates. The high school is more than a beautiful building, however. It's where students build lifetime friendships. It's where educators make differences in the lives of students. And a building is just a building, but a school is all about the people in it and the culture that exists within the school. As with all of our high schools, Eagle Mountain High School will become the heartbeat of the community it serves. It serves as the final corner piece of the puzzle of growth as we have been building across the district. And it was approved again as a part of the 2017 bond program. So you imagine how much time between that and now that was, again, many, many hours put into that. As mentioned earlier, as we planned, we partnered with VLK Architects to envision what could be here. With their team, we walked through the prairie land, literally jumped in the barbed wire fence, working with Cleet and Arion that was with VLK. We dodged cacti and other things in the prairie and imagined what could be. It was really exciting to imagine what would come out of the ground. And then to drive up now with this beautiful landscape facility, I'm very, very proud to see what has occurred. As part of the planning, VLK created this book. And those of you with VLK will remember this book. This book has a vision of what this facility will be. And to watch how this vision turned into this building is pretty awesome. They settled, and we settled, not settled, found and embraced what we call the nestled approach that was mentioned earlier. We embraced the natural topography of the prairie in the layout and design of the building. The result is a multi-level facility that is 3 stories in certain areas. The football field has a semi-bowl effect, again, embracing the natural flow of the landscape. The transparency of glass throughout the building creates a warm environment, and by the way, it's beautiful. As you walk through, you'll see. I want to thank VLK for their vision of the school. Their design team were instrumental in ensuring the school is one of a kind and will serve the needs of students and the educators who serve them. I also want to thank Core Construction, who's done the incredible job with this 611,000 square foot facility. They coordinated thousands of contractors who will always be proud to have themselves connected to the school. It was only about a year ago, a friend of mine said a family member of theirs was doing the glass on this facility and couldn't go on and on. They were so excited and nearly obsessed, they kept sending them pictures of glass. They're like, there's only so much glass you can see. But I don't think it was just about the glass. I think it's about where the glass was and how they saw it was properly designed into the space. Last but not least, it's been mentioned, but I want to say again, I want to thank Cleet Welch, our Chief Operations Officer, Hunter Lee, our Director of Construction. They were here at 3 a.m. in the morning when we were pouring concrete. They've been here on Sunday afternoon in order to check the progress of construction. All of these individuals were a part of making this happen, and happen on time, which doesn't always happen in construction. Anytime you have a rain spell, a cold spell, anything that happens that slows you down, that means you have people working more hours and strange times to make it happen. So let's give them a round of applause for their efforts. We know with the opening of the district's 4th comprehensive high school, EMS ISD will never be the same. What will remain is the feeling of culture and community, which has been evident throughout these halls and in this program tonight. Our high schools, although the districts are and will remain sister schools, and this is something that's very specific to our districts. There's no place for rivalries in our community. They may compete on the field, the court, or the stage, but in the end, EMS ISD is one community, with Eagle Mountain High School being our latest addition. So our teams work together outside of the season, outside of being on the stage or the court or the field, to support one another, because again, EMS ISD is one community. It's not easy to open a new school. While exciting to have this blank slate, it's also pretty overwhelming. Everyone that's bought a brand new house where you have to decide how you're going to lay it out, you've had that experience. Now multiply that over the size of this building. Everything has to be created the first time. Every cultural moment, every name. I want to thank thank those with our list of first, starting with the principal, Dr. Ron Gatlin, and all of his team. Dr. Gatlin. This may be shocking, but he didn't do it alone. We have in this room a number of people, part of the EMS staff, EMHS staff, that have been a part of this as well. If you're a part of the faculty here at Eagle Mountain High School, if you would please stand to be recognized. We pride ourselves as world-class educators and support personnel to lead the way for this school. Finally, the only reason we build schools is for children. That's the reason we exist. It's the reason why I embrace teaching, as well as all of the fellow educators that are in this room. Students, you are the reason we wake up to serve in this district every day. For those of you who will be the first EMHS Knights, we wish you the very best. You will come together from other schools in our district to form new bonds, new friendships, and new memories. If you are a current Eagle Mountain High School student or any student who will be attending EMHS in the future, please stand to be recognized. I want to pause there for just a second. We can't forget those lists of first. And for those students that are coming here, we built this for you. We built it for the generations after that. Some of you are multi-generation EMS ISD individuals. You went to Boswell or Saginaw, and now your kids are here, and you attended those schools. Not only did you embrace this district, you decided to stay, and you decided to raise your family here, and we thank you. And for those students that are here, we hope that you will do the same, because this community is only about the individuals that are here. And I'll close with this. This is a wonderful facility we've talked about. But again, a building is just a building. A school are the people that's in it and the culture that pervades throughout. And one thing I'm proud of the EMSISD community is the support we give one another, and the love and the care and the compassion that we do and we support as one community. I want to congratulate the Knights and thank you to our community for embracing Eagle Mountain High School into the EMSISD family. Go Knights!
Thank you, Dr. Chadwell, for your leadership and vision. Tonight marks the beginning of a new chapter for our community, a chapter filled with promise, potential, and the pursuit of excellence. First and foremost, I want to express my deepest gratitude to all the individuals who have contributed to making this day a reality, from the tireless efforts of our construction teams to the unwavering support of our local officials, parents, staff, and community members. This achievement is a testament to what we can accomplish when groups come together with a shared vision. As we stand here today, we are not just opening the doors of a new building. We are opening the doors to endless possibilities for our students. Eagle Mountain High School is more than just bricks and mortar, and pipe too, apparently. It is a place where dreams will take flight, where young minds will be challenged, and where lifelong friendships will be forged. As educators, we are committed to forging an engaged learning culture where every student is encouraged to find their voice and find the strength in their voice. We believe that growth happens through challenges and perseverance, and we're committed to developing the skills to prepare our Knights for a successful future. To our students, know that you are the heart and soul of Eagle Mountain High School. This is your school. This is where you will forge your armor so you are prepared for your future. Embrace every opportunity, challenge yourself, and remember that every step you take is a step towards a brighter future. To our teachers and staff, you are the foundation upon which this school is built. Your dedication, passion, and commitment to nurture and guide our students will shape the future of Eagle Mountain High School. Thank you for your unwavering commitment to excellence and your desire to be a part in starting this Knight legacy. To our parents and community members, your support and involvement are invaluable. This school is a reflection of our collective hopes and dreams for our children. Together, we will create a vibrant, supportive, and thriving community that champions the success for your students. We're united in our mission to armor up, to equip our students with the knowledge, skills, and attributes they need to face the future with confidence and with courage. I'm encouraged by the words from our drummer, Clint Pulver, when he said, "It's not about being the best in the world, it is about being the best for the world." At this time, it's my pleasure to welcome Mr. Scott Tilley, our first choir director, out on the stage. It is nighttime, and he's going to debut our alma mater for the first time. Thank you, Mr. Tilley. That was an amazing debut of our alma mater. As you can see, we're super excited to have the honor of opening this amazing campus and building, the foundation of Eagle Mountain High School. We also can't wait to show off the rest of this building. It's beautiful. Thank you again to everyone who came out tonight for the special occasion. At this time, I'd like to invite you all, guests, to join us down in the hallway in our cafeteria for a reception and the starting point of our building tours. Current and former members of our school board and superintendent's executive leadership team, along with representatives of EMS ISD construction staff, VLK, and core construction, are asked to join us in the courtyard outside the cafeteria for the official ribbon cutting dedication of Eagle Mountain High School. Thank you for being here, and it's nighttime.